We live in a world that is just obsessed with speed, right? Fast results, quick growth, instant gratification. It's so easy to feel like you're constantly falling behind. But what if I told you the real secret to lasting success has nothing to do with how fast you go? What if it's all about the quiet, simple power of just never stopping? That's exactly what we're going to dive into.
And this idea, this piece of ancient wisdom, it's really the heart of everything we're going to talk about. It's such a powerful concept. In the long marathon of reaching our goals, it's not that first burst of speed that gets you there. It's the relentless, steady power of endurance.
All right, so first things first, we have to tackle this pressure head on. Let's talk about the illusion of speed and how our constant need for things to happen fast might actually be the very thing that's slowing down our real progress.
You know that feeling, right? It's pretty universal. You're scrolling through social media, you see everyone else's highlight reels, and you immediately start measuring your own quiet, messy journey against their perfectly polished finish lines. But that comparison, it can trick you into thinking you're failing, when really, you're just in the middle of building something that's meant to last.
And what you're seeing here really breaks down this huge conflict we're all in. The world is screaming for fast results and rapid growth. But true, sustainable success, that's built on something so much quieter: consistent progress, steady effort. It's all about trading that instant hit of gratification for an achievement that will actually stand the test of time. It's about honoring your own pace.
And that brings us right to one of the biggest, most damaging myths out there: the overnight success. So now, let's pull back the curtain and see what's really going on behind every single major breakthrough.
I mean, we are just bombarded with these stories, aren't we? People who seemingly pop up out of nowhere and achieve this massive viral success. It's a really exciting story to tell, but you know what? It's also incredibly misleading because it completely hides the most important part of the journey.
And this is what that hidden part actually looks like. Before you ever get to that final point, the public success that everyone sees, there are years of invisible work. I'm talking countless failed attempts, rejections, seasons of just quiet, lonely practice where it feels like absolutely nothing is happening. So the big takeaway here is that overnight success is almost always the result of years and years of overnight effort.
Oh, I just love this quote because it completely flips how we think about patience, you know? Patience isn't just sitting around waiting for something good to happen. No, it's an active, conscious choice to trust that your daily efforts are adding up to something, even when you can't see the results just yet. It's a total power move.
Okay, so if overnight success is basically a fairy tale, then what's the real story? Well, it all comes down to the simple science of just showing up. Let's actually look at how these tiny, seemingly insignificant actions become the engine for huge, massive transformation.
It all comes down to this one powerful idea: the compound effect. And this isn't just a nice thought, it's a proven principle. Think of it like investing money. You put in small, regular amounts, and over time, they grow exponentially. Well, the exact same thing is true for your habits and your skills. So you gotta remember, even on the days it feels pointless, your small efforts are quietly compounding in the background.
Let me give you a perfect example of how this plays out in real life. You don't start by saying, I'm gonna write a novel. No, you start small, a tiny micro habit, like writing just 100 words a day. That's it. It makes it so much easier to start. But then something incredible happens. By doing that every day, you start to see yourself as a writer. And that identity shift, that's the magic. It makes showing up easier, and before you know it, all those tiny daily actions have compounded into a finished book.
Okay, so we've got the science down, right? But just knowing it isn't enough. Applying it, that requires something more. This section is all about winning the long game. Because let's be real, a lot of people start things. Very few actually finish. And the difference isn't talent, it's all about mindset. And this is maybe one of the most important distinctions to get. We all love feeling motivated, but motivation is a fickle friend. It shows up when it wants to, and it disappears without warning. Discipline, on the other hand, that is your true ally. It doesn't care how you feel. It relies on your commitment. Discipline is what gets you to show up on the hard days. And trust me, those are the days that matter most.
So, okay, how do you actually build that discipline, especially when you feel like you're getting nowhere? First, you have to reconnect with your why. Why did you start this in the first place? Then you've got to shift your focus. Stop obsessing over the final outcome and instead celebrate the simple act of showing up today. Track your effort, not just the results, because the persistence you practice today is planting the seeds for a harvest you just can't see yet. And really, that's the bottom line, isn't it? The final chapter of any great story is written by the person who simply refused to quit. It's not about being the smartest or the fastest, it's about being the most persistent. Your pace is your pace. Your journey is valid. Just keep going.
So, I want to leave you with a question. A challenge, really. Forget about the giant leap for now. What is one tiny, manageable step you can take today? And more importantly, can you commit to doing it again tomorrow? Because that small, repeatable action, that is where all true, lasting change begins.